All right, Akshay Dongare is joining us from Delhi to get us more. Akshay, good morning. We've just told our viewers about the press conference, the Ministry of Defence press conference, which was held yesterday, and we've been apprised of the key points there. But you get us other highlights, get us a gist of the press conference, and tell us what is slated for today.
Well, Preeti, the DGMO level talks led to ceasefire that we all know, but what exactly happened during the hostilities from the beginning to the end, how the operation was conducted, how many targets have we hit, how many targets were there originally, and what is the impact of these hostilities as well as strikes. Everything was there in the press conference that was held by the Indian Armed Forces yesterday. Everything has been cleared and everything has been straightened up. In fact, the world that was drifting towards Pakistani propaganda has also been given proofs. So this is for the first time during these hostilities that the Indian Armed Forces have in fact come out and have given proofs about the bases that have hit as well. Whereas in the earlier press conferences, we have already seen that proof has been given regarding the safety of several bases that were being targeted in either the Pakistani media or on Pakistani social media feed. That includes the Air Force Station Suratgarh, Air Force Station Sirsa as well. So everything has been straightened up for the world to see now. Finally, the hysteria that was created after Shehbaz Sharif's late night address, and where Pakistanis started to take credit for victory, and Pakistanis in fact started to celebrate victory without even getting into a lot of facts about what has happened. So in a way, the ISPR handled it well. You have to give it to them that the ISPR handled the propaganda inside Pakistan at least well, and the Pakistanis started to believe them. But what has happened yesterday is a nightmare for the ISPR. That is the propaganda wing of the Pakistani government and the Pakistani military. That all of their propagandas and all of their castles of lies that they built, during these hostilities have come crashing down, because now there are questions being raised that how can Pakistani army, in fact, make all of these claims that we have done so much but present no proofs, and how can the Indians give proof while the Pakistani army is saying that there was no damage inside the country. So clearly, this should be a message to the countrymen, Preeti, that every objective and every target that the Indian Armed Forces had, that the Indian Air Force had, everything has been hit with a lot of precision. These are operational details that how it has happened, and why the ceasefire had to come. But it had become absolutely mandatory to de-escalate the hostilities, and the government of India also had said in the very beginning times of this exchange that took place between the two countries, that India does not want to target civil or military infrastructure. It is only going after terrorists. That we did, and once Pakistan retaliated, we have given them a very, very strong response. A response, perhaps I can safely say, Preeti, that Pakistan will remember for generations. That is the kind of response that has been given, and while we cannot give operational details at this point, once the country gets to know about the valiant efforts by the Indian Armed Forces and the kind of damage it has inflicted inside Pakistan, and how much damage they have prevented inside India, it is going to be a point of celebration for the rest of the country.
All right, Akshay, for the benefit of our viewers, get us more as to what is the current situation, because, lot is expected from the talks today, the DGMO talks today, but it won't be apt to contemplate on this.
Absolutely.
But then what is your understanding of the situation at present?
Well, Preeti, the understanding is clear. Apparently, some hint was given during yesterday's press conference as well. So what happens now would be very, very clear. The government has, the Indian Armed Forces have given a message to Pakistan that no other topic has to be discussed. It is only ceasefire and the maintenance of this ceasefire that we are accepting, because you are requesting that. It was when the ceasefire was announced, it was through DGMO level talks, and these DGMO level talks are not held only once. They're held in a phased manner or in intervals, so that the understanding that has reached, but that remains implemented, or that any changes from either of the side is made aware by the armed forces to the adversary as well. So the DGMO level talks will be in progression to what has happened the last time. The DGMO level talks that made the understanding of stopping exchanges between the two countries, that is the cessation of hostilities, was implemented. So this DGMO level talks will be in progression to that, to build up more on that. However, one thing is very clear, that no other topic, be it the Indus Water Treaty, that is in abeyance and will remain in abeyance, because it is in abeyance because of terror activities, not exchanges between the two armies. So that will remain intact. It will remain on hold. However, it's just the ceasefire that will be discussed, and perhaps some of the other nuanced factors that have to be taken into account as far as the earlier hostilities are concerned. But the LOC remained silent. The international borders remained silent. The Indian Armed Forces remained vigilant all throughout the night, and they will continue to do so, because you cannot actually trust a Pakistani word when it comes to these kind of hostilities or action or any kind of notorious or nefarious design, especially when it comes to the ISPR and the Pakistani Armed Forces. Back to you.
All right, Akshay, we'll leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those details.